Greetings, my dear friends, and welcome to a special Fall Equinox episode of Collective Awakening Weekly. My name is Carrie, and this is a weekly energy update activation with soul guidance, sacred wisdom teachings, and personal growth empowerment practices that we can all do to support our collective journeys in spiritual awakening, healing, and empowerment. First up today, we've got the full moon happening in the sign of Pisces on Monday, September 20th. The Pisces full moon is happening in opposition to the sun in Virgo. This polarity supports us all in exploring, harmonizing, and achieving balance between our physical world and our spiritual world. This is a really good week to tune in and honor what you're really feeling that you're needing and craving on a soul level, and then taking the physical actions to create that for yourself. As we are also coming into the fall equinox, which is on September 22nd, so that's this Wednesday, and it's the same day that the sun goes into Libra, we shift into even more of a theme around opening to balance. Each season change acts as a time of personal transformation. With fall especially, it's a time of opening, a time of allowing, which can include an energy of releasing, but then also an energy of opening to receive. Fall is the time where we feel spiritually compelled to allow whatever wants to shed, whatever wants to fall away in preparation for receiving that which has ripened in our life this year. And the tarot spread that I'm going to do in a little bit is going to dive into that aspect a little bit more. So the sun is moving into Libra on the first day of fall. Libra is all about harmony, balance, and relationships. So this energy supports us all in finding balance in relationship with ourself, relationship with life, relationship with nature, relationship with spirit, and relationship with others. All kinds of relationships, not just romantic relationships. However, we do still have Venus in Scorpio, which brings in a deep longing and craving for deep, soulful connections. I recommend that we all find ways to cultivate and nurture a depth of soulful connection, first and foremost, within ourselves. Take some time to consider over the next few days how you might be able to cultivate that depth of connection with yourself. For those of us who enjoy celebrating the cycles and seasons of nature through ceremony and ritual, then design a personal ceremony or ritual that is around the theme of opening. Opening to allow whatever old emotions are ready to be brought into completion to release, and again, opening to receive that which is ripening for you right now. Mercury goes retrograde on September 27th. Remember that Mercury is the planet that deals with all forms of communication. When Mercury is retrograde, it's a really good time for things having to do with reflecting, reassessing, reconsidering. During this next few weeks, while Mercury is retrograde, it's a great time to do some journaling around that which you are creating space for in your life. We're coming into a time where we're all feeling compelled a little bit more inward, a little bit more towards quieting, a little bit more towards self-nurturing. So you may find that the act of journaling in and of itself is very soulfully nurturing for you and supports you in accessing that depth of soul connection that we're all craving right now. Overall, this is a time to really acknowledge that which you choose to continue energizing in your life in moving forward, and that which you feel complete with and are ready to release. So, with that, let's go ahead and delve into the cards and see what additional sacred wisdom teachings want to come through today. Okay, so for today's tarot spread, I'm going to do a combination between a full moon tarot spread and a fall equinox tarot spread, blending the energetic themes of both of these significant events that we've got going on this week. So as always, I'm taking a moment to intend that the information that comes through me today is coming from only the highest sources of light and guidance possible, and that everything is truthful, clear, and in alignment with higher guidance. And so it is. I'm going to be working with a 5-card spread today, and the first card we're looking at is giving us insight as to what this full moon is revealing for us collectively. So let's go ahead and see what that wants to be here. What's revealing itself to us with this full moon, collectively speaking? And it is this one, the Judgment card reversed. The Judgment card ultimately is the energy of rebirth and renewal. So when this card is showing up reversed, I feel ultimately it's each and every one of us doing our own part to listen to and honor what our own inner truth is in ways that enable us to rise up and above through anything that might feel like an obstacle to us. The rebirth, the renewal, the answered prayer energy is there, but in the reverse position, it's like we need to allow it. So this is connected with that theme of opening that's happening this week. You know, I can see where it's really easy for a lot of us to become discouraged and almost feel like throwing in the towel on one level. But we all know that that's not what the highest path is. That's not what we're really meant to do. The Judgment card reversed ultimately does promise rebirth, renewal, but we have to do our part in receiving the guidance for that, which is going to come from divine guidance. This is a really good time for us to practice meditation and other practices that help us all to get back on track with really accessing clear guidance for ourselves. We can be assured that with this full moon, we will all have our own personal revelations around how we can find ways to flow forward despite what feels like restriction energy in our lives. Next card we're going to look at, what wants to be shed as we're coming into the fall equinox? What wants to be shed in order to create space for that which is ripening within us, individually and collectively? This is the card. The Knight of Swords, reversed. I would say discouragement is what wants to be shed. The Knight of Swords is an energy of charging forward in alignment with what your ambitions are. So what's being shed, on one hand, is a release of any shadow thinking. Keep your mindset on the solution. For instance, I can be for freedom rather than being against control. What is ripening for us now collectively as we're moving into the fall season? What is that energy? The Eight of Pentacles. What's ripening are our skills. Ultimately, it's the energy of delighting in how you're applying your focus, how you're applying your activities, how you're applying your energy in your life. This is what's ripening. So we have to sort of forget about everything else that's going on around us and not buy into surrendering the livelihood of our life to external circumstances. This is a really good time to just be in your own flow, be in your own vibe, stay focused on what you personally feel called to be applying your energy and attention towards. And in doing that, we will find that we do experience a ripening or a full return or a manifestation of that which we have been striving for, despite the ups and downs and despite the hardships that we've had. Let's take a look at what's the best way for us to harmonize with the energies of pruning and ripening that fall is bringing. The Queen of Wands reversed. So the Queen of Wands represents an energy of creative empowerment and fulfillment. It's interesting that we're talking about pruning and ripening, and it's the wands that are coming up. When you look at the staff, the wand that she's holding, there's actually new growth coming out of it. And that is what we all have access to in the here and now. So when this card comes up reversed, as far as what is the best way to harmonize with the energies of pruning and ripening that fall brings, this is about receptivity. It's about being magnetic in your presence and allowing. Again, it goes with this theme of opening and flow, allowing the full return of intentions you set in motions and actions you've been taking all year to come full circle into their full ripening, full manifestation. So this is not a time of putting forth concerted effort in trying to manifest something. It's a time to allow that which you have already set in motion to come back to you, which is why the card is reversed. And then the last card we're looking at today, what growth opportunities does this fall bring for all of us? I want to dig in deep here for this one. What wants to come up? Okay, well, this is what flipped out, so I'm going to go with this. The Seven of Swords is really interesting because a key aspect of this card is about finding your way around or through challenges that present themselves. And that's exactly aligned with this theme that's been coming throughout this entire reading today. The Seven, in the tarot, the Seven is an indicator of self-guided, self-directed change. Allow your intuition to inform you as to the best way to flow forward, and then give your mind the task of carrying out the plan of those things. Now, again, right now, we're getting ready to go into Mercury retrograde, and we're getting ready to go into the fall season, which is more about going within. So with the swords, it's a really good time, again, for strategizing, planning, writing things down in regard to what your intentions are and moving forward, coming up with plans for yourself. Moving forward with your plans with the certainty that when the time is right, the doors will open and there won't be obstacles is a really good mindset to be in. This is also a good time to explore and discover new sources of information that can support your endeavors as well. So the core messages this week, as we're moving into this first few days of fall, I feel really are about ultimately renewing your dedication to what your bigger picture sense of vision is for yourself, what your sense of meaning and purpose is as we're coming into 2022. Okay, guys, thank you so much for your presence. Have a blessed week ahead and stay tuned. There's more videos right around the corner, and I will see you in the next one. Much love. Namaste.